I'm Kyle Abraham, Artistic Director of AIM and choreographer of An Untitled Love. I'm someone that just loves movement. I studied a lot of dance styles, vocabularies, etc., but grew up in social dance. But once I started studying more codified forms like ballet and modern and contemporary forms, it was always just movement for me, especially as someone, in the social dance scene, especially in my generation, you were just dancing. You weren't thinking about doing 8 counts of this and 5 counts of this. You were listening to the music and moving how you felt. And so as a mover today, I'm still moving in that way. An Untitled Love is really a work to celebrate love. And I use that title, An Untitled Love, because at the time of conceiving it, it was really thinking about the way in which Black American culture was being perceived on a global scale. And I wanted to make sure that we could highlight the positive parts of our community. There's so much love within the Black community, and I really wanted to celebrate that as much as we could. This is a work to honor not only my parents, who are no longer with us, but also those aunts and uncles that we all have that aren't blood relatives, but you still call them family. I really wanted to celebrate them and that culture and the history of growing up with them and the history and shared history that they brought forth to me growing up to help me kind of become who I am today. The moment that you're seeing of the 4 women sitting on the couch is one that I really wanted to have a broader sense of encapsulating a lot of our culture. These women could be on the stoop, they could be at the beauty shop, they could be sitting at a card table. All of this is part of the way in which I grew up experiencing my aunts and my mom kind of communicating to each other and just celebrating each other, maybe sharing some gossip, sharing some love. All of that is what this moment is for me. A lot of the synchronicity that you're seeing in this moment is really coming from someone who loves gestures. I use them in my everyday life, as you can probably see in this interview, but it's also in a lot of ways thinking about celebrating the Black woman. As you look into the unison of each gesture, there's actually so much more to even just that. The facial expression, the tilt of the head, all of that has intentionality to it. We're really being that much more purposeful with each choice that each dancer is making in these moments. Choreographing An Untitled Love is in some ways a really unique process because I was purposefully, in some ways, recording myself dancing the part of 4 dancers in several sections. A lot of the process of this work was me just setting up a camera and choreographing each section with just my body. In some ways I'm doing a gesture and looking as if I'm talking to someone next to me, but it's just me in a chair by myself, or some of the movements in the section actually that will come shortly thereafter, this couch section. I'm dancing all the parts and looking over to my imaginary dancers in space, and then translating that and having the dancers learn that, and then we talk about how to manipulate what those scenarios are to kind of get more and more depth and layers throughout the process. The Rose Prize is really exciting for the dance world at large, and just really for the world at large, because it's an opportunity for dance artists to be recognized from all around the globe. There's no other award in dance that in any ways encapsulate what the Rose Prize is doing on a really kind of international level. When I first found out I was nominated for the Rose Prize, I was just really moved. I think people take for granted that artists at whatever stage they're at in their career still want to be acknowledged and seen for what it is they're making, because it's really easy to maybe have received some accolades and then feel like maybe you made your best thing 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So to still be making work and feeling like I'm still growing and evolving in a positive direction as a dance maker is just a really beautiful thing to kind of feel.